Today we're talking about why you should even be on a label in the first place. So this is a question that I wrangle with constantly as a label owner, as an artist who's put out records for other labels and also on my own label. Why do we even want to be on a label when it's so easy via so many sources to just create something on our computer, upload it, or even on your iPad, on your phone, and upload it to SoundCloud, upload it to Spotify through something like maybe DistroKid or CD Baby or any of these services where you can upload things very easily? Well, I think there are a number of reasons, at least a number of reasons for us and for our artists. And I think some of those reasons include having a distributor where you have a person that you can call. And I like to tell everyone, it's like if something goes wrong with your release and you're doing something through CD Baby, there's a lot of red tape, a lot of distance between you and the problem. But with someone like the distributor that we work with, you tell me there's a problem and we can go and address it directly with one person, and I have their phone number. I can literally text them and get the problem solved right away. So that's one thing in terms of the customer service side that I think has been really helpful. Another thing is being a label. Sometimes you're able to get discounts on things. Maybe it's printing, maybe it's publicity, maybe you can negotiate better rates on advertising just because you're able to have a group of artists together and you can kind of share the cost. So kind of this cost sharing idea, people coming together to create something together, and maybe each person is able to save a little bit of money and everyone helps each other. And that leads directly to the next reason, which I think is building community and being a part of a community that's larger than ourselves. It's easy to put out our music on our own, but if you put your music out on a label, you're associated with other people, other music, other artists, and it's a certain level. Into the future, as things, especially with our label, continue to grow and the artists, who are young now become more and more established, it's going to change the way that the label's perceived into the future, just based on just the evolution of things and the passage of time. So, you get involved with something now, and as time goes on, eventually things are not the same as they are now, and that community will continue to grow. Being part of that community can be quite cool. You have ideas to bounce off one another. You can kind of talk to other people in the community of other artists that have released things about what was good, what was bad, maybe can make new connections. So that community aspect to me is really important, and why I kind of started in the first place, and why I continue to try to find ways to bring value to the artists on the label, whether it's through things like the outside-in experience, trying to find ways to get people to create more music more often, or other things, as in trying to negotiate deals with publishers and distributors and trying to coordinate and facilitate all of those things. Another big reason for me is just to not feel like you're out on an island by yourself. You have somebody in someone like me or whoever is the contact person at the label that you can talk to when there's a problem. There's tons of resources online for you to be able to solve any problem that you'd come across on your own, but it's nice sometimes to have a person who's done it a bunch of times before that can help you and that you feel comfortable texting and you can kind of reach out and talk to them. So to me, this is why you should be on a label in 2018. Even though maybe some of it seems like you could do it all yourself, and you totally can, and I tell people this all the time, you're totally welcome to do it all by yourself, but there's something to being in a community. And some other stuff that we do is we try to feature our artists in podcasts, we try to feature our artists in artist profile videos. We've had some events, live stream events, where we've brought our artists together to play each other's music, and if you're on your own, it's a lot harder to facilitate all that stuff, and having everyone together, we can create something bigger than all of us. So that's why I think it's important to be on a label. But ultimately, it's up to you, and it's up to your goals, and it's up to how you want people to see you and your music and to perceive you and the people you want to be associated with. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for watching Create, Connect, Repeat, and we'll see you back here next week.